Now just down here, and my finger's pointing down there, is the VR pot for the AM FM carrier power. Now the fault with this radio was there was no output on AM FM at all. SSB was working perfectly. It turns out that there was a dry joint on that VR pot which was causing all the problem. Didn't take long to find it, but there we go. And we're now going to put it back together, and I'm just going to give it a quick test. Now as you look at the back of the radio here, you can see the frequency counter output on the back. We got the antenna socket just to the left there, and you can see the 3-pin typical Uniden power connector. What I noticed when I was looking at this radio, which struck me, which just goes to show what idiots make these radios, that you can see the 2 pins on the left close together, they're negative, and the single pin on the right is positive. For some strange reason, that's not what the sticker says on the back. It says that the 2 negative pins are positive, and the pin on its own to the right, which should be positive, is negative. So I don't think that sticker's very good for a start. Right, well, our 3900N is all back in one piece. I've connected up the Revex power meter there, so we'll just do, there's the radio on, we're on AM mode, switch to FM. We're on high power setting on the radio. This of course is the 3900N, which is one of the latest versions. The difference with this, basically, apart from all these fancy blue lights, it also has this weird and wonderful automatic dimmer. Look at that. It senses daylight on the daylight sensor there. You can see there on the meter, and it automatically functions. I block it with my finger. It obviously senses a change in light and adjusts the dim and brightness. Oh, clever. Oh, really amazing. We don't have a built-in SWR meter on this one. You can see it's got a front-loading microphone. The SWR cowl has disappeared. Things have moved around a bit, and we have a 3-position power switch instead. Now let's see if our output is working. There we are. We have some output on the Revex. We got 10 watts there on the high scale. Let's just go down to low power, see what we've got. A bit less now on the Revex. We got about 5 watts. Just check the AM. Audio. We'll just check the high power there. There we are. Probably swinging around about 30 watts there. USB mode. Sideband was working, of course, on this radio. The problem was only AM FM related. Audio, audio, audio. Audio, audio. Of course, right off there we got about 20 watts pep. So there we go. Interestingly, the owner of this rig has only just purchased it. It was brand new, and he's only used it for about 5 or 10 minutes when the AM FM stopped working. This was just a dry joint on the pot, which shows the crap workmanship that goes into these newer rigs. He purchased it from an eBay vendor, brand new. It's an eBay shop. And they said that they wouldn't honour the warranty on outputs. Well, of course, it wasn't outputs because it worked on SSB. The problem was something very simple, basically a dry joint. They weren't interested, didn't want to know, and so the radio ended up coming to me. And he was very, very disgruntled about the service from the vendor who sold him this rig.